Hey everyone, Nicole here, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools for replacing a sky, and that is onOne Software's Perfect Mask. Now when you photograph a landscape, one of the saddest things that you can have is a completely blank blue sky. Clouds oftentimes can make or break a landscape photograph, and when you have nothing in your sky, then it's not giving you anything to work with. However, one great thing about these blank blue skies is that it's really easy to drop in another sky to replace it. So I have the photo that I'm going to work on here, and you can see this is in Australia, and I have nothing in my sky, and there's even a little bit of the reflection of absolutely nothing. And I'm going to take these clouds that I photographed in Seattle, and I'm going to mask the two together. So I'll just go to grid view real quickly so we can see them a little bit bigger. I'm going to select both of the images, and then I'm going to go up to File, Plug in Extras, Open as Layers in Perfect Layers 8. So now I have both of my images here and they're on their own layers. I need to crop this down real quickly, so I'm just going to do that here inside of Layers, and I'm going to go over to the crop tool. I have a couple of options here at the top, and I want to fit this to this layer, the front layer that I have selected. So I'm just going to click this Fit to Layer, and that brings the crop outline just to that layer. And then I'm going to click Apply, and my image is cropped down to that size. Now I'm just going to make sure I have that top image selected and click on Mask to go into Perfect Mask. When you have a really simple sky replacement like this, there are only a couple tools that you actually have to use, and I'm just going to focus on those for this video. By default, the drop brush is selected, and the way it works is when you paint over your image, you paint over the area you want to replace, and it will find all of those colors that are kind of connected to each other and remove it. So I'm going to show you real quickly. I'll just draw a little brush, and immediately it just removed the entire sky. Now if I zoom in close, you can see that there's still a little bit of a halo of that previous blue sky. So I'm going to go over to the chisel tool to remove that. The chisel tool removes 1 pixel at a time around the edge of your mask. So if I were to draw, you can see how it's chiseling away just 1 pixel there. But I'm going to undo that, and what I'm going to do instead is double click on the chisel tool in the toolbar, and it immediately removes 1 pixel around the entire mask. Now I can go in and refine it just by brushing over those areas, or I could double click it again to do the work for me. I'm just going to do a quick preview, make sure I got everything, and I can kind of refine it a little bit just by drawing over it. All right, so that did a good job, and this is finished. So I'm going to go down and click Apply to bring this back into Perfect Layers. I'm going to zoom out because I want to move that sky layer around and transform it a little bit so that it blends a little bit better and shows some of the better parts of the sky. So I have the sky layer selected, and I'm going to highlight the transform tool on the left. I'm going to zoom out even more, and then I'm just going to move that sky up until I get to a nice bright portion. I'm going to resize it a little bit too. Okay, I'm going to keep it right there. Maybe right there. All right, so my sky is in a good spot. I'm going to click Apply to apply that transformation. And I'm not finished yet because I have this reflection in the water that I need to fix so it matches with the clouds in my sky. So what I'm going to do is duplicate that cloud layer, and then I'm going to move it over the top of my other image. I still have the transform tool active, so I'm just going to bring it down just above where that reflection starts. And then I'm going to take just this top little dot and then move it and reflect it just like that. And I'll click Apply. Now I'm going to do some masking. I'm going to hide this layer real quickly just so I can show you. I need to mask what I just put here, that new sky layer, only into those areas where the sky is showing in the reflection. I'm going to start out by inverting the mask. So I'm going to go to Mask, Invert Mask. Then I'm going to go over to my masking brush, and I'm just going to paint all in just the water areas here in the image. I'm not really worried about it being precise, and you'll see why in just a second. I do want to make sure I get as much as I possibly can. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better. I'm going to change the brush size by using my bracket keys. Okay. And that's good. A little bit more. Okay, now I've got it. Now I'm going to change the blending mode of this layer to soft light. And I'm even going to move that layer opacity down just a little bit. I think I'm going to go back to my other sky image real quickly, the one on top, and I'm going to move it up a little bit, just using my arrow keys. Okay, and that's good. Let me go ahead and click apply. And that's it. By using onOne Software's perfect mask and perfect layers, I was able to drop a gorgeous sky into this scene.